Have you ever wondered why so many people called to a deeper mission, a greater purpose, just don't fit into conventional jobs? It's not about lacking ability or drive. It's not about being lazy or rebellious. The truth is, for those who are chosen, working in ordinary jobs, the kind society expects, feels like a challenge far beyond the hours or the paycheck. They're tuned into a higher energy, a spiritual focus that can't be confined by a system that doesn't understand their true calling. These individuals were born with a higher purpose. They're not just chasing financial stability or social success. They're seeking to fulfill a divine mission that goes way beyond the material world. And no, this doesn't mean they have to live on the fringes of society or give up everything they have. But for the chosen, there's an undeniable energetic disconnect with the traditional system, and that difference sets them on a path that's far more challenging yet infinitely more meaningful. If you're wondering, could this be about me? Or, why do I feel so uneasy with what society expects of me? You're in the right place. The truth behind this can be eye-opening, and more importantly, it can help you turn that discomfort into fuel to live the life you were truly born for. Let's dive deeper into this journey, and by the end, you might just see yourself as one of the chosen, someone who doesn't belong to the usual norms. Some people are born to follow rules. Then there are the chosen, who feel a pang in their chest at the thought of punching a time clock, chasing rigid goals, or sitting through empty meetings. It's not a lack of energy or effort. It's a mismatch with something that drains their spiritual focus and ignores their mission. It's like trying to grow a desert seed at the bottom of the ocean. It just won't thrive. They feel something's off, that the job everyone says is great quietly hollows out their soul. This disconnect isn't a flaw. It's a sign their soul beats to a different rhythm. The chosen carry a restless, unique energy that doesn't fit the system's mold. No matter how hard they try, there's always that nagging feeling of, this isn't for me. For example, some people, even with a good salary and benefits, come home exhausted, not from physical work, but from a lack of purpose. It's their spirit crying out in a place where it can't breathe. And that's when the questions start. Is something wrong with me? Why can't I be happy here when everyone else seems fine? The reality is, the conventional world wasn't built for those meant to challenge the status quo. When your mission is bigger, discomfort becomes a compass. Even if your mind craves security, your spirit starts whispering, and sometimes shouting, for a calling that's bigger than a name tag. Want to keep going? That restlessness tugging at the chosen's heart isn't random. It's a call. Not just any call, but a quiet summons to a divine mission that hums deep within. They weren't designed to follow orders on autopilot. They're here to forge paths, awaken minds, and reignite the spiritual energy so many have lost. It's not about ego, it's about essence. When you're born to lead, settling for a dim existence hurts too much. A greater purpose doesn't come with a handbook, but it does come with signs. One of them? A constant unease with mechanical routines and soulless tasks. It's like giving someone wings and telling them to crawl. The chosen feel they have something to offer, a vision, a word, a healing that can change lives. When they ignore this mission, their energy clashes. That's why so many feel out of place, even when they seem to have it all. Here's the fascinating part. When they start listening to that call, life begins to align. The right people show up, ideas come to life, opportunities appear out of nowhere. But it all starts with a choice, to stop resisting what their soul is shouting. A good exercise? Write down daily what drives you, what bothers you, and what inspires you. Your purpose often hides in the overlap of those three. Little by little, your spiritual focus sparks, ready to light the way forward. Here's where things get tricky. The chosen know they have a mission, they feel it in their bones, but they also have bills to pay. And the system doesn't let up. It demands productivity, stability, security, while their spirit yearns for freedom, truth, and impact. This inner tug-of-war is like driving with one foot on the brake and the other on the gas, a constant balancing act between surviving and truly living with purpose. Many linger in this limbo for years. By day, they work a job that doesn't reflect who they are. At night, they dream of the life they could be building. The fear of quitting is real, no doubt. But the fear of losing themselves should be just as real. A great starting point is small side projects. Writing, teaching, creating, serving. Anything that feeds your mission and brings meaning to your days. The energy shifts when you move in the right direction, even if it's slow. And yes, it's normal to wonder, am I being reckless? But the real risk is ignoring your soul's call. Those who walk with spiritual focus know faith isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. When you start aligning your routine with your mission, even in small ways, the universe starts to conspire. Not because it's magic, but because you're finally becoming who you were meant to be. And that's when something powerful begins to stir. The gifts the chosen carry aren't just talents, they're sacred tools, crafted for a higher purpose. That knack for connecting with people, moving them with words, healing with a glance, or creating from nothing, it's no accident. These are gifts meant to be honed, not ignored. The problem? The system often dismisses them as hobbies, or things that don't pay. But the chosen know, when they use their abilities with energy aligned to their spiritual focus, the impact is undeniable. You don't even need to start big. Sometimes it's a conversation that shifts someone's day, a video that inspires, a piece of art that sparks hope, a gesture that heals. The mission isn't about the spotlight, it's about intention. If you're unsure where to begin, try this. Ask yourself, what do I do effortlessly that helps others? The answer often points to an underestimated talent brimming with purpose. Nurturing these gifts is like sharpening your soul's tools. The more you use them, the clearer your path becomes. A chosen one who hones their empathy might become a mentor, a healer, or a spiritual guide. Someone with raw creativity could channel it into projects, products, or messages that touch the world. Your mission hides in what makes you come alive, and when you find it, the world around you starts to shift too. There's an old misguided belief that being spiritual means living in scarcity, as if money is dirty and material success is a detour from purpose. But the chosen are waking up to a truth few dare to speak. When your energy aligns with your spiritual focus, prosperity isn't just possible, it's essential. The more resources you have, the more you can serve, expand your mission, and touch lives. Picture a healer who wants to work for free but can't cover their own bills. Or a messenger of light who needs a platform to share their voice but is stuck in financial struggle. In this context, money becomes a bridge, not the goal, but the means. And yes, you can thrive with soul. Look at therapists who live comfortably through their work, authors who reach thousands with their books, or spiritual leaders who sustain entire communities with their abundance. Doubts are like storms that rock the boat, but they also reveal the strength of the sailor. Every chosen one has asked, am I really capable? What if this doesn't work? What if I'm fooling myself? Those questions are normal. They're part of the process. But you can't let them steer the ship. Behind every act of self-sabotage is an old wound, a voice that learned to doubt your light. That's where spiritual focus comes in, to remind you who you are when the world makes you forget. Self-sabotage is sneaky. It hides as procrastination, perfectionism, or it's not the right time. But the right time is always now. A solid strategy is to start small. Set simple goals, build light routines, and keep practices that bring clarity. Meditate for 5 minutes in the morning, write one affirming sentence a day, or even seek therapy. Every act of care is a step toward quieting doubt and strengthening your mission. Here's a mentor's advice. Doubt your doubts. Question your fear. Talk to that critical voice. Often, it's not even yours. It's the system, society, or childhood talking. The chosen need a spiritual discipline to shield their energy from this noise. And the beauty? When that inner strength takes root, even setbacks become fuel. It's not about erasing doubt, it's about moving forward with courage despite it. And that's how you step into the awakening that transforms. Some think aligning life with purpose means a drastic leap, quitting everything, selling it all, starting from scratch. But the chosen soon realize true transformation doesn't happen in one big jump. It starts with small, quiet, consistent steps. It's like planting a seed every day, even when nothing's sprouted yet. That gentle discipline changes everything. Spiritual focus doesn't demand haste, it demands presence. Want a simple example? Instead of leaving your job cold turkey, use weekends to explore what you love, study, start an online project, volunteer, or test a new skill with friends. A YouTube video, a heartfelt Instagram post, a deep conversation with someone who needs it, these already activate your purpose's energy. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about creating it with what you have. And here's the wild part. When you start acting this way, the universe responds. Connections appear, opportunities pop up, subtle miracles unfold. Small actions with big intention carry power. Every step taken in faith makes room for the next. The secret is to keep moving, even when things feel still. It's in those quiet steps that your mission takes shape, gathers courage, and builds momentum. And that's when more signs start to show up. The chosen's path can feel lonely, but it was never meant to be walked alone. There's an invisible, powerful force in journeying alongside others who share your energy. When spiritual focus is shared, everything amplifies. The truth is, no matter how strong you are, a mission can feel too heavy without support. The right conversation at the right time can prevent a breakdown. A kind word can reignite your faith. Many think they have to handle everything alone, but that's an ego trap. In reality, a spiritual network makes all the difference. It could be a study group, an online community, a true friend, or a mentor. People who speak the soul's language, who don't judge your sensitivity, who cheer every step of your mission. If you don't have that network yet, try attending purposeful events, joining groups with shared interests, or simply opening space for new connections. Sharing multiplies energy. When you exchange wins and struggles with those who get your calling, the vibe soars. And the beauty is, in that connection, your purpose grows. Sometimes what's missing isn't courage, it's companionship. When the chosen find their soul tribe, everything flows lighter. Support doesn't erase personal responsibility. It turns the path into a shared journey. And the more people tied to the mission, the more light spreads. Some folks think living their purpose means dropping everything to become a monk in the Himalayas. But the chosen know the mission isn't far off, it's in the everyday. Fulfilling your calling doesn't mean quitting your job, leaving your city, or appending your routine. It's about aligning your inner energy with spiritual focus. How you live changes everything, not necessarily where you live. A cashier can be a light by listening with empathy. A teacher can plant purpose with their words. A driver can transform a ride with a genuine smile. The chosen's mission isn't tied to their job title. It's about the awareness they bring to their role. You can even turn a toxic workplace into fertile ground if you stay connected to your essence. And sometimes, that simple act inspires more people than you'd ever guess. The key is seeing the sacred in the small stuff. Cooking a meal with mindfulness, caring for your body with respect, speaking with love even when the world's loud. All of that is mission. It's not about doing something huge, but doing the ordinary with greatness. When that becomes second nature, purpose stops being a search and becomes a way of being. And in that state, your soul finds its home. The chosen's journey isn't easy, no doubt. But it's one of the most transformative, enriching experiences anyone can have. Every challenge faced, every fear overcome, every doubt transcended, it doesn't just prepare your soul for its mission, it elevates it. The beauty is, along the way, the chosen realize the real reward isn't the outcome, it's the transformation that happens during the journey. Sure, the obstacles can seem massive at times, but they're there to build your spiritual muscles. The chosen have to cross those hurdles to discover a higher version of themselves waiting on the other side. It's in that process of pushing through that the true purpose comes into focus. With every step, every action, the soul gets closer to the greater mission it came to fulfill. And when you look back, you see that all the pain was a small price for the greatness of who you've become. Ultimately, what makes the journey worthwhile isn't the destination. It's the impact created along the way. Every soul touched, every life changed, every smile shared becomes part of a web of light that spreads endlessly. And the chosen, by living their mission, find that the greatest reward is seeing their own soul shine with purpose fulfilled. Because living your purpose isn't just about you, it's about the whole world. Now that you understand why the chosen don't fit into traditional job molds, what's next? Will you keep settling for a path that doesn't resonate with your core, or will you start walking toward your true purpose? The journey might be tough, but it's through that struggle that your mission becomes crystal clear. Are you ready to take those first steps and live your purpose authentically, without fear of judgment or hardship? Why not start seeing your current job as a chance to align your actions with your deepest values? Every small move toward your purpose, no matter how tiny, opens doors to massive transformation. Don't wait for tomorrow to start what you can begin today. If this resonated and sparked something in you, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep walking the path of self-discovery. We're in this together, and there's so much more to learn. Your purpose is waiting for you. So, what's your next step?